Do you remember the time when you finally got your first car? It doesn't matter if it's pre-owned, a hand-me-down, or a brand new car, the feeling is always the same. Excitement, the prospect of freedom. Now, my very first car was a 1994 Honda Civic ESI, and just like the Civic in the 90s, it seems that the 2022 Honda City V is quite the popular choice for a first-time car buyer. Now, in this video, we are going to find out exactly why that is the case. Let's do this. When I first encountered the mid-spec Honda City V trim last year, I said that it made more sense than the Honda City RS. The drive performance matched the looks of the car, which makes perfect sense for a starter car. Now, some of you may say that the smaller Honda Brio is the true starter car in Honda's lineup, but for those with 1,018,000 Philippine pesos to burn and want more space, power, and a bit more street cred than the Brio, then the Honda City V is the logical choice. Here at Reagan's Rides, we do car reviews of SUVs, sports cars, trucks, and everything in between. So subscribe and hit the bell. See, the Honda City is larger than the Brio, and it also has a more mature air around it, making it quite the popular choice amongst, let's say, yuppies who are looking for their first new car. Now, it doesn't look low rent, or it doesn't feel low rent, because Honda saw it fit to throw in a good bunch of chrome bits on the front fascia of this mid-spec City V. However, if the chrome bits doesn't really float your boat, well, you can always shell out the extra 60,000 Philippine pesos and go for the top spec Honda City RS with its sportier black bits. The side profile of the Honda City V is a typical subcompact sedan profile, although it does look a little bit sportier than its perennial rival, the Toyota Vios. It's sporty, but it doesn't look too loud, such that it will still have an easy time blending with the other cars on the road. Now, this media unit I have here I do believe this is pearl white, although I'm not really too sure, but it is white, guys. And white is great for crossovers and SUVs, but on this Honda City, it kind of reminds me of a taxi. Now, thankfully, though, there are no Honda taxis here in the Philippines, so that's another plus point for the Honda City V, which is something that I can't really say for its perennial rival, the Vios. Now, as for the mechanical bits here, we do have some pretty basic and simple mechanical bits. We've got 16-inch alloy wheels here, guys, and behind those wheels, we have disc brakes up front. We've got drum brakes at the back. And for the suspension, well, we do have a MacPherson setup in the front and a torsion beam at the back. Now, some of you will be wondering what the ground clearance is of this City V. Well, it stands at 134 millimeters, which, it's a little bit on the low side, guys, but think about it. This is a freaking sedan, dude. It's not a crossover. So the good news there, though, is in the past week that I've been driving it, I went through steep parking ramps, speed bumps, parking bump stops, and not once, yep, you heard it right, not once did I scrape the Honda City V. So it's pretty decent. One of the reasons why the Honda City is a much better starter car than the Honda Brio is the trunk space. See, the Honda City gives back 506 liters of trunk space, which is humongous for a subcompact sedan. Now, what does 506 liters mean? Well, you can take a medium-sized luggage, you can put it inside the trunk, put a second medium-sized luggage beside it, and you still have space for smaller items here on the other side. Now, unfortunately, though, the back seats of the mid-spec City V doesn't really fold down, so you are just limited to 506 liters here, but still, it is more than adequate, at least for my use. Anyway, guys, when you close that trunk lid, you'll be treated to these sporty looking LED taillight units here that add more appeal to the Honda City V. Under the hood of the Honda City V, we get a 1.5-liter 4-cylinder iVTEC motor that puts out 119 horsepower and 145 Newton meters of torque. Now, power is sent to the front wheels via a CVT transmission that thankfully comes with a sport mode. Now, this gentleman is the same engine and transmission combo that can be found in the base spec Honda HR-V, but since this Honda City V is over 300 pounds lighter than that crossover, then this vehicle gave me a much better driving experience. Now, as for the fuel economy, this Honda City V is also a fuel miser because on a city drive, I was able to get 13.6 kilometers per liter, and on the highway, this Honda City V returned to me, you won't believe it guys, 25.5 kilometers per liter. Now that, my friends, is already like almost as good as a hybrid vehicle, but do keep in mind that this Honda City V is still powered by an internal combustion engine. So, 2 thumbs up. If there's one word to describe the cabin of the Honda City V, it's efficient. You see, everything that you need is neatly laid out here in front of you, and it's a pretty simple and straightforward cabin. You don't get any frills, any arte in Tagalog, just everything that you'll need that will satisfy, well, the requirements of majority of people and drivers out there. Now, true, we just get fabric seats here, but at least these fabric seats are on the comfy side. Now, I've taken this City V out on a long drive, and I can attest to you guys, these are pretty comfortable seats. Now, I'm also happy that Honda saw it fit to wrap the steering wheel of this mid-trim City V in this nice leather, and it's a really meaty steering wheel here. Plus, well, it also adjusts for tilt, and it also telescopes, so that's also a bit of good news. Now, here's the thing, guys. We don't really get paddle shifters here. That's reserved for the Honda City RS. Heck, we don't even get a manual mode even on the gear shifter, just a sport mode. Now, as for the gauge cluster here, well, it's a pretty simple and straightforward affair, although I am quite bummed out by the fact that we don't get an engine temperature gauge. Now, it seems that a lot of these newer Hondas nowadays are being afflicted by the lack of an engine temperature gauge, which, yeah, so you just have to make sure that you maintain your car in the proper intervals. Otherwise, yeah, you might have an issue with overheating. Not that it's going to happen to a Honda, but, just saying. Now, another issue that I have here, another bummer that I have here, is the fact that this Honda City V also doesn't come with Honda Sensing. Now, considering that the other subcompact sedans in the category offer some sort of driver assist aids, well, the fact that we only have these basic safety bits here, yeah, it's a little bit of a bummer. I mean, those things will keep you safe, true, but yeah, more driver assistance will always be welcome. Now, the good news here, though, is that the tech is on the decent side. We get an 8-inch touchscreen infotainment system here with Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, plus the image of our reverse camera. Now, other than that, guys, we also have a fully automatic single-zone climate control system here. And yeah, the rest of the cabin is pretty much simple and straightforward. We get a manual handbrake here. We have a pair of cup holders that fails my Clean Canteen test. The position doesn't merit my Clean Canteen fitting there, so the Clean Canteen goes on the door cards, on the bottle holders there. And as for the cabin materials, well, as what you'd expect from a value subcompact sedan, we are surrounded by, hard touch plastics. The Honda City V may be classified as a subcompact sedan, but this back seat shows off just how spacious this vehicle is. You see, if you're gonna put just, let's say, an average Asian dude here at the back, like myself, I'm 5'6", yeah, not really average, a little bit on the short side, but if you put 3 5'6" Asian dudes here in the back seat, well, we are going to be quite comfortable. Now these three Asian dudes will also be quite cool because this mid-trim City V gets a couple of rear AC vents here, although it makes do without a USB charge port. The biggest advantage of the Honda City V as a starter car is the simplicity of the drive. It's light and easy to drive around with good levels of visibility all around you to help maneuver around town. It's not a fussy car to drive. I mean, it doesn't fuss. Now, easy driving doesn't mean that it's too light and artificial. No, sorry, it's not like that. In fact, the drive is quite engaging with a quick and sharp steering response and enough low-end grunt for those stoplight drag races. Yeah, that is if you're drag racing against similar cars like, let's say, the Toyota Vios. Now, as for the power, well, I've complained about the power or the lack thereof of the City V in the past and even the City RS. But guys, for a value subcompact sedan, yeah, it's actually quite decent. I mean, you put it in sport mode. We have an S here on the shifter, that's sport mode, see? It delivers a brisk performance that would satisfy the needs of most people out there. However, if you want to save on gas, just toggle on the eco coaching mode. We have an eco button here. And yeah, the City will just sip lesser fuel and give you phenomenal fuel economy. Another good surprise here, guys, is the NVH. You see, we're traveling on the highway right now, and this Honda City V has a better than usual NVH level. I mean, for a value commuter, for a point A to B vehicle, it's relatively on the quiet side. I mean, there is some wind noise that makes its way into the cabin, but the ride is smooth, and it's also made smoother by the double overhead camshaft engine that we have right now under the hood. Insulation around town is also pretty good, guys. Although when you play some tunes, play some music, you will really miss the added speakers of the Honda City RS. You see, the Honda City V only has 4 speakers, and yes, even if you're not an audiophile, you can detect that when you're playing some music. So yeah, forget about getting good audio quality here because this, my friends, will just give you the bare minimum. As for the overall drive comfort, well, the Honda City V is super comfortable to drive. It has a soft and comfy suspension. It's really tuned more towards the comfort side, and the air conditioning is also pretty cold. Now, the suspension of this City V also absorbs bumps and potholes quite well, and yeah, it has that overall like solid feel to it. Now, this is the reason why Honda is always a good bet, even if you're in the value subcompact sedan segment. Now, everything here is just so solid. Everything is laid out really well, and it just works with you as you drive this car. Now, if you don't really mind the basic safety bits of this vehicle, plus the fact that it's a sedan and not a crossover, well, the Honda City V is truly a good starter car. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching.